Hello and welcome. I'm John Reed, facilitator of this podcast. You are listening to Before You Cross That Bridge, a podcast series dedicated to helping young people find a good job and even a career on Cape Cod. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Diane Casey Lee, HopeWorks coordinator for the Lower Cape Outreach Council, and Paul Melville, director of the Cape Cod Family Resource Center in Hyannis. Glad to have you both with us today. And Diane, we will start with you.
Okay.
What is a HopeWorks coordinator, and what does the Lower Cape Outreach Council actually do, and who do you serve?
Let me start with the Lower Cape Outreach Council. It is a social service agency that provides financial support with rent and car repairs, particularly with food for families in the Lower Cape area who are struggling with either unemployment or an illness that has set them back financially. And the Lower Cape Outreach Council has 8 food pantries around the Lower Cape and an office on 19 Brewster Cross Road in Orleans where people can come in and be assisted with whatever emergency they're facing.
Well, so that's a wonderful cause.
Yep, the HopeWorks project came out of the realization that families were coming in year after year, sometimes a couple times a year, sort of chronically in financial trouble. And a lot of it, most of it, went back to 2 things. One is housing, the cost of housing, and the second is employment. So the goal of HopeWorks is to help folks in the Lower Cape, all ages, find year-round employment at fair wages with benefits. And I've been meeting with employers in the Lower Cape to determine the need, what they would like to have in an employee, and then gathering folks who want to take advantage of the HopeWorks project.
Well, this is fascinating. Did this role, if you will, start with you, or did someone else previously hold this position?
No, it's a new position, and it was a vision of the Lower Cape Outreach Council. It came about a year ago, and a group of people, and Larry Marthlin, who's the CEO, and Jeannie Moran, who is the COO, recognized the need to do more than constantly providing financial resources without addressing the root of the problem, which is, as I mentioned earlier, stable employment with good wages. So I was hired about a month ago to implement this project, and I've met with employers who in the Lower Cape area, and the one thing that they all asked for, besides the usual computer skills and work ethics, is professionalism. And part of our HopeWorks agenda is to help folks develop a professional approach to being an employee. And we think that is part of the whole picture.
Well, that's certainly essential, and you're covering so many bases right there. You're covering not only, again, the hard skills, but the soft skills. How do you conduct yourself? How do you dress, etc.? Now, with this position, when you have people hired at some kind of organization or business, is there some kind of trial period, or do they just get hired outright? And are there some particulars with that you want to share?
Well, what is unique about HopeWorks, and this was part of the vision, and it certainly encouraged me to accept this challenge to get this active, is the advisory committee and Larry and Jeannie came up with the idea of a job coach. So all of our clients that are looking for a job will be assigned a job coach who will walk this new path with them. If a person needs computer skills upgrading or training, we can provide that. We have a room with 10 new computers available right in New Orleans. The Dress for Success, how to interview, how to update your resume or create a resume. And the client, or the candidate I prefer to use, will have a job coach with him or her through this new path that they're going to be walking towards permanent, year-round, sustainable employment. So the job coach is the key.
Yes, I would certainly see that. But also, I know that you've been, at least recently, referring your youth clients to the CCYA program at Career Opportunities. What has been your experience with that, and what kind of feedback are you getting from the young participants?
We're getting positive feedback from the young participants. The program that is offered at Career Opportunities and JTech are tailored precisely to meet the needs of young people. And there have been some success stories that are completed, and then there are some young people who are participating now. We're also continuing to reach out to the schools. I must say that
Right.
The schools in the Lower Cape area, my research showed that there is a low dropout rate. In other words, the schools in the Lower Cape area are exceptionally successful in graduating their students, but there's always some young people who, for whatever reason, need that extra support, and a job coach can provide that. I'm also meeting with the Department of Children and Families, and hopefully we'll be talking with the teen foster care unit, and to the foster parents particularly, who have influence, hopefully, on their young people who are aging out of foster care, and want them to know, these young people to know, that this is an opportunity for them as they transition out of foster care to work with a job coach to find good, permanent, year-round employment.
Well, this sounds certainly like an exceptional program, Diane, and of course, your name has been synonymous with outreach on Cape Cod for a number of years, having, of course, previously been executive director of the Cape Cod Council of Churches. So just to sum all this up, what advice would you give the young people listening to this podcast?
Well, I would hope they know they've got a great opportunity to make the positive move in their lives. Some are going off to college or trade schools, and some young people just quite aren't sure, or for certain particular reasons they're not quite ready. Give me a call at the Lower Cape Outreach Council, and my number is 508-255-0271, extension 7, or just contact the Lower Cape Outreach Council and you'll be directed to my office, and we'll sit and meet, and I'll have a job coach there with me when we first meet, and we'll hopefully begin a positive and successful path for you.
Well, that's extremely helpful information, Diane, and thank you so much. We really appreciate your being with us today. And now we're going to switch to Mr. Paul Melville, Director of the Cape Cod Family Resource Center in Hyannis. Thanks for being with us today. And what can you tell us about your organization and what you do personally, and who do you serve?
Sure. Thanks so much, John. It's a pleasure to be here. So backing up to the purpose and origins of the Cape Cod Family Resource Center, because we're really a new entity. We've passed our 1-year mark, but we're new to the Cape. Back in 2012, the Massachusetts State Legislature was revamping what has historically been called the CHINS law, or Child in Need of Services, and they changed it into a friendlier version, not just in name, but in practice. It's now child requiring assistance. And this is the state's way of responding to youth who might be habitually truant, who might be having some challenges at home, who have a history of running away, who really are, I don't want to sound like it's too extreme. They're teenagers, and
right.
We used to really we used to criminalize this behavior in a way, and now the state has really stepped up and said, we need to support these families, we need to support these youth, and not be so punitive in our approach. And so one of the ways that they did that, they wrote right into the legislation that the state would contract with agencies to create family resource centers, a minimum of 1 per county. And so Barnstable County, encompassing the 15 towns on the Cape, was privileged to get one. And Family Continuity, my agency, is thrilled to have gotten the contract for that program.
So you're not just working with youth one-on-one. Am I understanding that you work with the family system, if you will, that they're part of?
Absolutely, yes. We do work with certainly youth directly. They're welcome to come in, but the vast majority of our persons served, clients, members, whatever term you like to use, is with families. We see lots of parents, or we have teens come in on their own. They come in with therapeutic mentors. They come in with peers. They come, there's any number of ways, but we offer a lot of different services. I like to think that no matter where on the Cape you are based, we're probably the best agency to connect you to whatever it is you need. So it might be that we have what you need. You may need a social skills group for adolescents, or you may need a fun program for where you're going to meet and interact with other tweens, or you may be a single parent and you need a support group around single parenting, or you may be the parent of teens and want to take a 6-night class looking for some strategies to build your skills as a parent. So those we offer all those directly. But even if what you need is a job coach, we may be putting you in touch with Diane, who we just heard so much from about her wonderful program. And if you are looking for a high set preparation, we'll connect you to the folks that are doing that.
Well, that segues actually to my next question, because
sure.
HiSET is one of the many offerings at Career Opportunities. How did you get involved with Career Opportunities, and why? Well,
so great question. As I said, we just opened up early last summer in 2015, and as we were doing our outreach and making other programs and agencies in the community aware of us, Martha Berzecki at Career Opportunities was fabulous, and just
yes.
Really took, I can't say enough about her, just really immediately let me know how I can connect you more into the agency. I have a couple of my staff people that were new to working in human services on the Cape, and she was fabulous. Gave them a lot of her time and really just opened doors for some of my newer staff that I'm not sure how we would have opened so quickly otherwise. And so when she told us about this program, we wanted more. Like, keep telling us, and it really is it's a fabulous program. We were hearing from so many parents and schools directly about young folks who were lacking direction and focus, and so we needed an organization that specialized in this and that we could connect them to regardless of their specifics. And
right.
Career Opportunities really does connect well. We particularly, that 16, 17, 18-year-old,
yes.
There are options. They get, job coaching, the work experience, internships, as you said, HiSET. It's very easy to send folks in that age group over there.
Well, certainly your approach is holistic. I guess that's one word that comes to mind. And it's also very encouraging and heartening to hear when all of these organizations can feed each other and play off each other to serve the youth that we're talking about here. What kind of feedback are you getting from the young people in your program?
So we're not hearing directly from back from the young people, but we are hearing from their family members. We're hearing from both the schools and even a few parents we've heard back from. And they have found the program very helpful. Frankly, they're thrilled to see the two-way commitment that has been happening between Cape Cod Young Adults Achieving Success Program and the young adults that we've sent there.
Excellent. Well, finally, let's end by asking you what advice you would give the young folks that are listening to this podcast.
Well, I think, a few quick things. One is I would definitely look into and access this fabulous program. I think that, it's a real gift that we have in the community, and they really are strength-based. And so no matter what your situation, no matter how much of an uphill battle it might seem to be, they can work with you, and they can really help you see sort of the light and the positives. I would also encourage you to connect with us. We're open a lot. We're right off Main Street behind Katie's Ice Cream in Hyannis. We're open till 7 o'clock on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, sort of regular business hours on Monday and Friday. We're open 2 Saturday mornings a month. We have a full-time school liaison who can help connect people around, whether it's parents or kiddos or the schools around that issue. We're a very welcoming, easy place. You come in, use our computers. You can check your email or Facebook here if you want. You can throw a movie in and put on some headphones. We have books for all ages. Absolutely everything we do is free. If you don't feel like filling out an intake, come in, take advantage of some of our stuff, meet us, get comfortable, and when and if you're ready to do paperwork, we'll do it. If not, no problem. Our phone number is 508-815-5100. Again, we're at 29 Bassett Lane, right off Main Street. And there's lots more about us at CapeCodFamilyResourceCenter.org.
Well, thank you both. Diane Casey Lee, HopeWorks Coordinator for the Lower Cape Outreach Council, and Paul Melville, Director of the Cape Cod Family Resource Center in Hyannis. You two individuals are doing a great service to the youth of Cape Cod, and it's very exciting and uplifting to hear about your respective organizations. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for being with us today.
For everyone out there, remember, Before you cross that bridge, visit Career Opportunities, the Cape's one-stop career center.